Hi and hello everyone, welcome to the Bobcast, episode 9, in which I'm going to discuss, this will be the Baltimore year in review, so I guess since no one actually watches these, the last Baltimore Bobcast I did was 5 views, and I think I was at least 3 of those, but for that one person who actually stays and listens, we're going to talk about the year. And we had two goals going into this season. Going into this year, all we wanted was to finish with a top 5 pick and have our prospects develop. And in both those regards, there's a check mark. We did it. Baltimore finished with the number 3 overall pick, 3 games behind Chicago, with the 4 games behind Chicago with the worst overall pick, and a game back of Cincinnati. So the third overall pick, awesome. Really happy with that. But in terms of our prospect developing, a lot of our prospects did develop, so you could say that's a check mark too. And yet, if you ask me this year, I'd have to say disappointment. This year was bad. We did not. It was a bad year overall. And the reason why I say that is because of our prospects. That's the reason why. Our prospects, they took so many goddamn hits. And this is a public mea culpa. I'm here to commit harakiri to say that it's my fault. I fucked up. Bob, general manager of the Baltimore Orioles, I really fucked up this season. Really did. And it's my fault that we're in the predicament that we are in now. Main thing being that number 1 overall pick, 2012 draft, I choked. I completely fucked it up. I took Babe Ruth. Now, whatever my thinking was, you go back and listen to other Bobcasts. Ruth with his 10 ratings across the board and 9 across as a pitcher, that didn't really matter to me. The fact is that he was further away. He was not developed, and that was a good thing because my team wasn't getting ready for a bunch of years, so I'd rather not take a guy who wasn't developed than a guy who was developed. And because of that, I'm in the predicament that I'm in now. Guy with number 2 overall, Honus Wagner. Christ, 100 contact, 100 gap, good power, I, void K, 10-10 base stealing and base running, awesome player. Guy, if I didn't take him, we're taking Cobb, 80, 50, again, 10 rating across the board pretty much always, and he's incredibly developed. Take either of those guys, I'm set, I'm looking good, but no, I take Babe fucking Ruth. And he isn't even hitting well in A-ball. Okay, those guys are ready to be brought up to the bigs. Babe Ruth hit 182 with 4 homers and 40 RBIs in a full season at A-ball. So, yay, that worked out. And he's not the only one. Our best starting pitcher spec going into the season, James Tylon, 10.98 ratings, only 19 years old. Did not develop a point all year. And he's now a 10.76 pitcher. So he's fucked. He's dead. He's no longer among the living, really. He's useless now, and if you haven't realized it, this is going to be a curse. This is going to be a blue episode, so no one under the age of 20, or whatever it is, should listen. Rated R podcast. So, beginning of the season, we made a trade with Chicago, with the Cubs, with the world champions. Brought in Frank Batista. Batista, another really good young starting pitcher. He was AAA developed, 10.87. Him now, 10.84. And that was after I dumped points into him, too, to try to bring him back to life. But no, he's dead, so that's another pitching spec done for. Not just pitching though, our best hitting spec was Donovan Tate. Donovan Tate was a 9.99 with a 10-eye, mint beautiful center fielder with great base stealing ability, with all the running things, and great at defense. He went down to 7.97. So he was done too, except I put points in him. Hopefully we're going to get something out of Donovan Tate, so he's yet to be heard from, but he's nowhere near what he was. So he's out of it. Our specs got completely killed. The great Babe Ruth, already mentioned how I fucked up with him. He's no longer even 10s across the board. His eye took a hit, and now he's not as good. So another fuck up, even if he was perfect. Another guy, Francisco Linder, the guy we took in the original draft before the game even really started, was a 10-10-8, 5-10 shortstop. Now he's an 8-10-8. 3 eye only shortstop, so he's no longer good. Our prospects are just done. They're dead. Baltimore minor league system, once the pride of Maryland, is now blah. And it's my fault. I mean, pitching specs take hits. Really, the only one I really take a lot of blame for is Babe Ruth, but still, I fucked up. Minors isn't what it was. And so that is why I believe that this season overall is a disappointment, a bad year, negative season, detrimental to the Baltimore organization. Now, switching gears, while I say that the season was bad, there were some bright spots. There were some really good things that happened. Like we said, we're fiscally responsible this past season. We made money. We're gonna have $20 million in cash going into next season, which is good. We were able to even to take in some bad contracts, get some more prospects. I bought out some of the shittiest contracts. We got rid of Bay, but we bought out Barry Zito's contract, Joe Saunders' contract. So financially, we're in a really good place going forward. Also, going forward, some other things that are good are, well, let's talk about the season as a whole. We finished third overall pick. Awesome. Beginning of the season, our team was actually playing well, like really well. Like surprisingly, how the hell did they do this well? And the reason for that was I have no idea. I mean, manager Earl Weaver, to my detriment, we had the team playing above 500 after the first month of the season, but they regressed back to the norm or back to what they should be. Team finished really shittily, and yet that's a good thing. Our offense with most of the season was around 15, so middle of the pack, even though it finished in the season 20th. End of the year, pitching wise, 30th, so we're bottom league in pitching, but hitting was okay. Pitching completely terrible. And our hitting was mainly due to a couple guys only over the season. The pride and joy of the Baltimore Orioles, captain, the golden boy, Matt Wieters, finished with a 270 average, 404 on base, on OPS of 935. Great season for him. Really great season. So we had that going for us. The 1B, the first baseman that we brought in, Lyle Overbay, finished with a 250 average, only like a 315 on base, but had 24 homers, 91 RBI, 90 runs scored. Pretty goddamn good year, wouldn't you say? I would say so, especially for like a stopgap at first base. That was really it for the offense, like awesome-wise. There's those two guys. I mean, Josh Bell, our young third baseman, who hopefully will be a part of the team for many years to come, but when I hope to be competing, I hope that he's a bench player. If he's starting, that means that our team's not that good. But he had a decent season overall. 270 average, 6 homers, 61 RBI. Not bad. I mean, if you want to talk about bad, let's talk about our pitching, which is a whole nother bucket of balls. Our ace, Brian Mattis, finished with a 5.96 ERA, 9-19 record. And at one time, he was like at a mid-4 ERA and was 8-4. Now, he went 1-15 in his last 16 starts. 16 starts, I said, not 16 decisions. In his last 16 starts, he went 1-15. And I really don't know how. He's our ace. Had 174 70 ratings. I don't know how the heck he managed to be that terrible with like an 80 ERA, but he did. He was bad. Our number 2 starter, Zach Britton, wasn't much better. 4.98 ERA with 8-13. Our other guy, Heredia, 4.42 ERA, 8-17. Team was bad overall. Our closer, Jason Birkin, 7.04 ERA, 3-8. So pitching was terrible. And yet now, switching gears again, going forward to what the team, our goals, our hopes and goals for next season. I think we're gonna have a good season next year. We're gonna shoot to be competitive, meaning hope to finish around 500. Since we finished 39 games under this past year. 15 games. No, wait. 15. We know 19 or so games. We have improvement we need. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. And the reason why we're gonna be able to be better, and we're going to be better, is because of our pitching. Which, yes, I just said sucks, but that's why we're gonna be good. The reason I say that is because of our pitching is because we have 5 good young starters. 5 of them. The previously mentioned Mattis, who hopefully will have bounce back year. Britton, same thing. Heredia, who actually became decent this year and will hopefully go into our next season as our number 5 starter. Hopefully he'll be better. Our new acquisition, Jaime Garcia, the third lefty. All 3 of our top 3 guys are going to be left-handed next season, which should be interesting if we ever one day do make the playoffs. But Jaime Garcia, 80 ratings across the board, was pretty shitty for us. He was like 1-5 so once he came over, but everyone's bad this past year for me, so I'm hoping he'll be better. So that's 4 starters, and the 5th starter, or hopefully he'll be our 3rd or 4th, is the guy that's been a revelation to our team. The guy that is the reason why you don't just see me hanging from a noose, and that be the final Bobcast of the season. Pedro Alvarado. Alvarado taken 6th overall by us in this past 2012 draft. Started as a 9.99 pitching spec with low ratings. All the way up, he first went down to 9.89. Now he's all the way up to 9.109, and he is very developed. Like, very developed. So, went all the way up to, at the end of the season, an 82, 77, 83 rating. So he's going to be joining the rotation next year at only 21 years of age, which we're really hoping for, and is going to be awesome. And yet, this barring, of course, him taking a hit in this over the flip and me killing myself, which both would negate our next season. But that's a good young 1 through 5, 26 years at their oldest. 21 at the youngest, 5 starters. I mean, we don't have anyone in the bullpen, and our offense sucks besides the guys I mentioned that we have. And yet, I'm looking forward to next season. Garcia, we got pretty much for free from the Dunn deal, meaning that not the Dunn deal as in D-O-N-E, but the Dunn as an Adam Dunn deal, the donkey. Um, for next season, we're going to need to bring in a full bullpen, and maybe one of the stars will go to the bullpen if I manage to sign someone big in FA. Bring in one of those you the man Darvishes or some great pitcher like that. And if we do that, then probably Heredia or maybe Alvarado will move to the bullpen for a while. So there are ways we're going to shore up the team, but yet what we're hoping to get from the draft and then free agency is a monster hitter. We don't have a monster tie the lineup together. Billy Butler or Miggy Cabrera or just one Joey Bats, like a monster hitter who will really take the focus and carry the team through much of the season. We do have some young hitters that will be joining the club. We're going to have a whole new outfield next year made up of 3 young guys, and by young I mean really young. Michael Carter, Brandon Webb, and Donovan Tate, 3 outfielders, going to roam a lot, take up a lot of range. Tate's 22, Webb's 22, Carter's only 19. And between them, I think they're going to bring... None of them are great, or yet at least, or probably ever really. But 3 young, solid hitters in the outfield, along with Weeders. That's something to build on. And now hopefully all I need to do is just... See, if I would have just fucked up that Babe Ruth pick, we'd be set now. But I did, and so we're not. So I need to find a monster hitter, whether through free agency or through trades, or through the draft even, if I can get a guy at 3, or I'm going to trade up or down. But we'll see what happens. But for this coming season, we're going to go be competitive. Okay, fiscally responsible. Finish hopefully with mid of the pack, around 81 and 81. That's what we want. And hopefully, I think we're going to be able to do that because of our good young pitching. So, thanks for listening, and thanks for watching any of these episodes over this past season. And look forward to new Bobcasts once the new season starts. Peace, and let's go Orioles, or whatever their gay chant is. I don't know. I'm a Yankee fan.